Hey everybody, welcome to Flix Talk. It's Nia, and it is almost Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is tomorrow, then it's Christmas, so this is a Merry Christmas episode. So here are my favorite Christmas movies, not really favorite Christmas movies, but movies that I try to watch, Christmas movies I try to watch every year. Some of them I do watch every year, some of them I try if I get time, if I have time. So, what are some of the Christmas movies that you guys watch every year? Did you list them? At least call out one or two while I was silent. Anyway, so not in any particular order here, but there's Unlikely Angel with Miss Dolly Parton, and Roddy McDowall is in the movie. I like to watch that one every year. It's funny, and it's just, just a good story. So if you like Dolly, Unlikely Angel is the way to go. That's one I watch every year, and actually I watched it last weekend. So, out of the three movies, I like part 2 of this one the best. There's Santa Claus 2, and Santa Claus 3. I watch Santa Claus 2 more than the other ones. Sometimes I watch all 3, but mostly it's just Santa Claus 2. I'm a big fan of, I'm a fan of Elizabeth Mitchell, who's in the film. She's also in the third one. But, I just like that one, I just like the second one better than the other ones. So, I just like part 2. Here we go. If you are not a John Hughes fan, then you're not going to like this. Christmas Vacation. Who here does not like Christmas Vacation? Raise your hand. You would not like it? Okay. It's just there's so many things that's like products out about with this images from the movie, whether it be the squirrel or Chevy Chase or Randy Quaid as Cousin Eddie. So there's just a lot of moments there that they put on products. So, of course that rant that he does towards the end that Clark does. Yeah, but anyway, that's it. It's a classic in its own right. So if you don't like John Hughes or Chevy Chase, then you won't like Christmas Vacation. Hopefully most people have seen it by now, except for the young ones. Home Alone, I watched that one last weekend as well. I sometimes watch Home Alone 2 as well, but I at least watch the first one every year. Because, I'd like to see Kevin outsmart those two older guys. The Wet Bandits. So, anyway, it's just a fun movie. I like Home Alone. Home Alone 2, it's not that bad. I like Tim Curry in the film. I like kind of what Kevin does in the suite. Tim Curry's trying to catch him. He's like, okay, this boy's not supposed to be there. So he kind of, invites himself into the room. And so Kevin catches him. So, and does his own little thing with him. Other than that, it's that's pretty much what some of the better parts is the parts with the scenes with Tim Curry. So Tim Curry kind of steals the movie in some areas. So anyway, no. Andy Claus is coming to town. The only person I really know from that movie is Vivica A. Fox. Oh, and there's Vicki Lawrence, who plays Mrs. Claus, Annie's mom. So, and that's a good one. If you haven't seen that one, it's a typical kind of like Christmas movie, formula movie. It's, child of Santa and Miss Claus goes on a sabbatical. And so she stays in LA at this Candy Cane motel. Go figure. before she kind of pretty much does that to see if she wants to continue running the North Pole after her dad retires. And then she's in LA just doing her own thing. And then, of course, there's a bad person, a villain from the North Pole who kind of hires someone from LA to kind of keep her down there to make sure that she doesn't go back to the North Pole because he wants to run the North Pole. Da-da-da-da. So she knows the toy business. And so small toy store versus the large toy stores. She helps the guy that's kind of has financial difficulties in the small toy store, and then kind of falls for another guy, but the guy that operates the small toy store, is in love with her. So you know what happens at the end. What about this one? The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. This is a most recent kind of edition. It's got Henry Winkler in it, and it's just he makes the movie in that one. It's just a cute movie. Not really. Hadn't watched it yet this season, or Annie Claus yet, but I will. Because to me, Christmas is the whole month of December, so I can still watch Christmas movies after Christmas. Kind of like Halloween. Year round for Halloween for me. But, yeah. Annie Claus. Anyway, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Henry Winkler. Yeah, that one. I think it's her uncle. Is it her uncle that visits? I think it's her uncle. Anyway, he's kind of like Cupid in his own right. That one could kind of be a Valentine's movie as well, in a certain way, at Christmas time. Here's one. Got one of my favorite actresses in it, Nancy McKeon, Comfort and Joy. If you haven't seen that one, you really need to see it. It's a Lifetime movie. It came out in the 90s. So, she's like an executive, and she gets in a car accident on her way to the company party. And then, she knocks her head, kind of trashes her car a little bit. And when she comes to after the accident, she's a mother. And she's a wife, and she has a house, and she has different clothes on, drives a different car, she doesn't know what's going on. So, and that lasts for a few days, and then when she actually does come to, because that was like a dream, and when she does come to, the guy that, in her dream, I would say, who became her husband, actually rescued her from the accident, and she's like, I know you, I love you, and it's like, okay, how about if we introduce ourselves first? So it's one of those type movies. It's also got Dixie Carter in it, so it's funny. And just a sweet movie. And it's like the parents, her parents, especially her mom, who, Dixie Carter plays Nancy McKeon's mom in the movie. So, and when she's married in the dream, the husband kind of goes off on the mom, and she kind of deserves it. If you kind of she deserves it. You just have to watch it. Comfort and Joy. The Christmas Card. I watched that one too last weekend. I almost spent a whole day, or just knocking them out. Christmas Card. Ed Asner's in it. It's pretty much the only one I really know that's in it by name. Except the main guy. I've seen him in other things. I think he was in the last few episodes of Melrose Place, or season of Melrose Place when it was on the original Melrose Place, not the redo. But he is a soldier who received a Christmas card from this woman, and she said that, hey, if you're ever in this area, come look me up or whatever. And he took it literal. He went and looked for this girl who sent the card. He found her, And, he was all head over heels over her. But of course, he had this rich boyfriend who always travels. And, of course, he knew right off the bat what the soldier was up to. And so he popped the question, and she said yes. But he was a jerk, dummy. I hate those. Typical Christmas movie. One has a boyfriend, but yet they fall in love with someone else. And of course, that other boyfriend is like rich or got this high paying job, and blah blah. It's the same formula. Yeah, it's like typical Christmas movie as of late, especially with like Hallmark movies or like ABC Family or Lifetime movies or TV movie formulas. That's what it is. And then of course, you can't mention Christmas without kind of mentioning a horror one. So I did one horror, but it's not a major horror one. I mentioned this in my Christmas horror video too, but it's more of a Christmas too. But it's like a PG Christmas movie, I believe. But it's Gremlins, man. You can't celebrate Christmas without Gremlins. I mean, you gotta have Gizmo. You gotta have the Gremlins, Stripe. Come on. So, Gremlins. You gotta have Gremlins when you watch Christmas. Watch Christmas. When you celebrate Christmas. 2 honorable mentions. I listed 10, but here's 2 more that I would watch too. It's not like ones I have to watch, but if they're on, yeah, I'll watch it. Here's one that has tons of versions. Ton! So I'm like, okay, I've seen a lot, but I haven't seen all. Because there's so many of them that it would take me a while to see all of them. And I'm talking about A Christmas Carol, which also would include any of them that are titled Scrooge. Yeah, I've seen Scrooge, with Bill Murray. I've seen, the Jim Carrey animated Christmas Carol. I like that one. That one's good. I think my 2 favorites, though, I don't know which ones. I think the 1938 one is my favorite. If not, then it's the 1951 version. But it's one of the older ones that I like a lot. I just watched, tonight, this George C. Scott one. I know they have a Muppet one I haven't seen, and they have one with Patrick Stewart I haven't seen. There's a lot versions, as I said, a lot of versions. I can't talk tonight, y'all. Anyway, it's supposed to be funny. This is a little bit of a comedic video of mine. So, yeah, there's a lot of different Christmas carols and a lot of movies of it, and I just haven't seen. There's too many of them. Seriously, you look it up, you're gonna see a whole long list of all these Christmas Carol movies, or Scrooge, or different types of different. It's Christmas Carol, but it could be titled a little bit different. But it's A Christmas Carol. The other honorable mention is A Miracle on 34th Street, the 1947 version, which is I'm about to watch tonight. The one with Maureen O'Hara, who I absolutely love, and Natalie Wood. And of course, Fred from I Love Lucy is in it. So, but, yeah. Miracle on 34th Street. I gotta match up some scenes. I think, that takes place in Macy's, right? So, and I've been in that Macy's in New York City, so yeah, I haven't seen this one for several years. I need to watch this one. I kind of want to say and see if I can. There's a certain scene I want to see if I can match up from memory. Anyway, that's my Christmas movies. Ones that I try to watch every year. There may be some other ones I watch, but the Grinch. I forgot the Grinch. How can anyone forget the Grinch? Okay, here's the thing. Another honorable mention, the Grinch. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm quite sure I will. The animated, I think it's the 60s one, the Boris Karloff one, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is the best. one. I like the Jim Carrey one. Jim Carrey did great as the Grinch. And I have not seen the other animated one with Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever his name is. I hadn't seen that one. And if there's any other ones, I have not seen. But I do try to watch the Grinch, and of course the original Boris Karloff, as I said, how the Grinch Stole Christmas. But other ones I like is the older ones, like the old stop motion type movies, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Frosty the Snowman animations. You gotta watch those, the classics. So I haven't seen. Usually I see those on TV, and I just haven't watched them haven't seen them yet. So, and I own them, so I can watch them whenever I want. But that just kind of listed some movies that I watch here and there. So, yeah, there you go. I think I pretty much listed the top ones. Maybe there may be some other ones I may have missed that other people may like better than me, but that's what makes us individuals. You like some movies that I don't, and then I like movies some that you don't, so it makes everybody all happy all around. Anyway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, which I'll be making another one before New Year's. But anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. Remember, Santa's watching year round, so always behave yourself. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas! Woo!